Hi, I'm Will, and my next video is going to be on batoning wood and making feather sticks. My daughter's talked me into doing these videos, otherwise I wouldn't even be on YouTube. They said I should share what I've learned in the military over 20 years and backcountry hunting and whatnot. So what's the purpose of batoning wood, and why do we do it, and how do we do it? Well, batoning wood is taking pieces of wood that are relatively large that you could put on a campfire normally or on a backcountry fire, but are so large, or they're either saturated with rain or snow, you're in a bad environment. So you want to split that wood down so that you can actually get it to burn, so that it will ignite with the oxygen and the heat. So basically what you're doing is you're taking a knife. Now a lot of people like to use a hatchet, or they use an axe or whatever, but I like to use a knife. You carry it, it's not that heavy. There's an array of knives you can see here that I use. You can use anything from this huge monster here, which I normally don't carry. It's an old military knife, to some of the smaller knives which have a minimum of 5-inch blade. You're restricted by how wide the wood is to how much knife can go through. You want to make sure that it comes to this part of where the blade ends, and that you have enough of the tip sticking out so that you can baton it, which is basically hitting it with a piece of wood. It's covered with fire ants. You just take one of the pieces of wood that you have, and you're going to hammer it through the wood in such a manner. You want to make sure that you cut the wood up so that the fire will catch to it, the oxygen will get to it, and it'll burn easier. So let me show you a demonstration of how we do it. You basically take your wood, get your knife on top, and just take your baton and strike it into the wood. You can see I'm going against the grain, and this is new wood, so it's going to splice to the side on this one. And this is a poor demonstration here. But basically this is fresh wood, and it's not old wood, so it's taking a little longer to get through it. Now you can see that was hardwood. It's fresh. I cut it yesterday, and so it doesn't baton as well as dry wood like these pieces here. And you can actually baton pieces of this wood off a lot easier because it's dry, and you can just hack it to the side like this and hack a chunk of that off. Makes it a little bit easier. As you can see, I didn't have a very sturdy platform, but you can still hack through the wood. You can still cut it down to pieces such as this. You want to cut them into quarters like I did here and allow it to burn. And then you want to cut them down so that you can make feather sticks, which basically you're taking the fibers of the wood and bring them down into little curlicues, and which will allow it to burn easier. Oxygen can get to it better. It's easier for it to ignite. And if you don't have a match or a ferro rod will light this real easily. You can see I did this one here. My daughter actually did this using her pocket knife that I gave her. And she said, well, can you do it with a regular stick? I said, yes, you can. So, just with a regular pocket knife that she used, she was able to make a small feather stick, which will allow that to ignite once it dries off a little better, or you can light it even green and it'll still burn. So what you do is, once you got your wood like this, you want to take the wood. I used a different knife this time. And you want to split it sideways to make your quarters. So, as you can see now, I've quartered this wood. Now, this is a cheap $35 charade knife, and sorry, allergies here. Cheap charade knife, and you can take this knife and you can make a feather stick with it. It's inexpensive, $30. You can actually you can't baton with a foldable knife, but you can make a feather stick like my daughter did on this one here. You'll take your piece of wood and you'll slowly start to run down like this, and some of the curlicues are going to fall off. And that's okay, because the initial triangle, the tip of this here, is going to create an edge that's going to make some of it fall off, which is great for making your bird's nest. And we'll go in another video on making bird's nests. I'm new to this video stuff, so basically you're just going down the piece of wood like this, and you're slowly making these curls. And if some fall off, like I say, it's not a big deal. And this knife is not the sharpest. Now you can see I've actually batoned with this. So you just basically just keep going down the wood, and you keep making these curls. And what these curls do, this is a feather stick. What these curls do is allow you to ignite it and allow it to burn. So for example, this one here that I've done, I would do more than this. I'd bush it all up to where it's quite large, but I'm just doing a quick demonstration. And then when I made my teepee fire with smaller wood, I would take and place this in the center of the teepee fire, like so, and put my other wood around it as such. And then when I start this, it'll help the ventry effect, would help the teepee fire burn. And when you do these feather sticks, you won't even need to use a cotton ball or anything like that. You can, in a backwoods situation, you're out of cotton balls, you're out of quick start or whatever, you can actually get this started with a ferrule rod quite easily. And I'll show that in my next video when I go over the two types of fires I like best, which is the brace and the platform, and the teepee fire. Two best backcountry fires. The brace and platform is used in rain and snow, and the teepee is used just about everywhere else. Basically, that's my demonstration of batoning. You take a knife. Some of these are large, some of them are small. You can see I baton that one quite easily with just this cheap knife here, $30 special. Cut it into those quarters and have at it. And basically, it allows the firewood to burn better, and it's a lot better deal if you want to get a real hot fire going, especially if it's snowing or raining. Batoning is the way to go, especially if you don't have a hatchet or an axe, because you know you're backcountryed in. It allows it to burn quicker, and I hope you learned something from our video. Thank you.